We see the price of Bitcoin drop yesterday from this very point. Market come into this very area that we're expecting market to come into. That is the max, okay, within this very price level of $115,000 and this very area of $114,000 within this very area. These are important points. So the question is, will this market from this very area move upward, or we should expect another leg of the move downward before the final move to the upside? I'll discuss this in detail in this very video. If you look at ETH, you discover that ETH have been maintaining strength a lot, and from this very point, market is finding difficulty to break this level right here. So will this market come back down a little bit before the final move to the upside, which is a possibility right now on price action? And if you come to Pi, this very point, market is coming back down. However, the market have greater capacity of moving from here all the way to the upside. And I gave a trade in the Telegram channel few hours ago. If you want to join right now. The link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. And on Blum, if you discover market move upward a little bit from this very point and then come back down, it's like the bears are still very strong in the market and willing to push the market all the way to the downside. So let's look at all of this and put things into perspective in this very video. The first thing here is the price of Bitcoin. In my opinion, I am expecting the price to drop. Why? Because this very drop is very significant. Okay, market dropped from this very point to the downside, and at this very point we see this little rejection upward and market is coming back down. And another thing is, this is weekend already, and throughout the week we did not see Bitcoin do much with any significant bullish momentum. So what that means is, for this very move to happen yesterday and today we are seeing just little recovery, it means that the market have capacity of moving back down a little bit into this very area, in my opinion, before the final move to the upside. And of course, if we break this level of important support, because that possibility is on the chart, that market can come back down a little bit, break here and come into this very price level of 112, 110k dollars. That possibility is there, but if I see that, I would describe and see that as a liquidity grab. Market is not going to stay long at that very point. What that means is, if the market come into this very area, okay, of important support, and then come down a little bit into this area of $112,000 or $111,000, personally, I believe that that movement will not be sustained and the market will have a quick recovery all the way to the upside. So that, in my opinion, will be a liquidity grab, and I will give a signal for a buy position if that happens, for the market to move all the way to the upside. This is very important on price action right now. However, if we did not see that and market come back down to this very point, I'll be monitoring the market and see what price action is going to do in the next coming days, and also give a trade from here all the way to the upside. So if you want to take signal like this, join the Telegram channel, link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. It is a free Telegram channel. Join right now. And if you look at this very point on ETH, you discover that the price of ETH come back down from this very point to the downside, not as aggressive as we saw on the price of Bitcoin right here. But one thing very important here on the price of ETH is that the market did not create a high higher than the previous high. Look at it right here. This was the previous high right at this point. So market moved upward and did not create a new high, which also signifies that the bulls are not willing to make significant move to break out of key levels. This level of important resistance is very important. So the bulls are not interested to push the market all the way to the upside. So what that also means is they are not interested in buying at higher prices, because the only thing that will make market to move and break out of this very level of important resistance is if the bulls are willing to buy at higher prices and keep buying, and push the market all through out of this very level of important resistance and break out of that level into the $4,000 level. Once the bulls are willing to buy at higher prices, then we'll see the market begin to move all the way to the upside and go above this very level of important resistance that is on price action right now. So what you should pay attention to on the immediate short term on ETH is for the market to come back down a little bit, and the possibility of market coming into this very area of $3,550, especially this very weekend, and then market, in my opinion, is going to recover and begin to move all the way to the upside. One important level that is also very important is this very area on price action, because if market come back down into this very area and we see a breakout here, then we may see further drop in the price of Ethereum to 3,400, 3,300 before the final move all the way to the upside. Now, what I am really expecting on the long term is for Ethereum not going below this very area of 3,300. This very price level is very important. Ethereum should not go below this very price level. So this is my worst case scenario. That is the lowest low that I am expecting this retracement to go is this very price level. Anything below this will further bring panic and fear in the market, and people will begin to sell off for market to come back down. However, you have to pay attention to what is happening on chain, because on chain right now there are massive accumulation of Bitcoin. Another thing you need to pay attention to is the fact that big players in the market, for example Fidelity, have been accumulating large quantity of Ethereum in the past few days. Even BlackRock is still accumulating. So therefore, that very gap will be created in the sense that even though market drop back down, there will be a sharp, quick recovery all the way to the upside, because the quantity of Ethereum is limited. And of course, almost everything is in circulation right now, just very few. So from this very point, on the immediate short term, market is going to come back down, especially this weekend, and then market is going to recover again all the way to the upside. A breakout here is going to make the market to move all the way to the upside. Pay attention to this to be in the right direction of the market. And on Pi, if you look at it, the Pi price chart is not looking good. From this very point, market move upward and then all of a sudden come back down. Like I always say, that the Pi price action turned out to be a pump and dump token. That is why if you enter a trade and you're expecting market to pump upward, once the pump occur, collect profit, because there is this 80-90% chance that the market is going to dump back even below where it pumped from. And that is what we've been seeing on the Pi price chart. And this is very, very important. And most time, immediately after the dump, and if the dump go below where it pumped from in the past, market is going to pump again to the upside. That was what we saw at this very point. Market move upward and then dump below this very point where it pumped from in the past. What that means is within this very area, market have capacity of moving all the way to the upside. Maybe a significant pump as it happened right here before the market is going to dump again to the downside. And that is why I gave this very signal right here on the Telegram channel. So if you've not joined the Telegram channel, join right now. Link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment to receive more updates like this. If you look at this signal spot, Pi USDT buy position, this is the entry right here. This is a take profit target. This is the stop loss. Of course, you must set your stop loss. You have to risk 1% equity, and the RR, which is the risk to reward, is 1 to 2.2, which is not bad. And then you must risk what you can afford to lose and do your research. So this is very important, guys. If you look at this very area right here on the Pi price action, you discover that market is coming down a little bit. Of course, you should expect that to happen. So market can come back down a little bit, in my opinion, before this final move all the way to the upside. And of course, when this pump is going to come in, it's going to be just aggressive and then begin to crash all the way to the downside again. So what I am expecting on the price of Pi is for the market to come back down a little bit, not below here, just a little bit, and then begin to move all the way to the upside. And this is a possibility on price action right now. And if you come to the Blum price action, it is covered that Blum token have not made any significant move since listing, and that is a call for attention, because if market move upward, come back down, and then have crazy pump and all of a sudden disappear, the market have a lot of things to pay attention to. Look at it right here. From this very point, market move upward, even up to this point, but market did not stay, so it was a spike, and the market come back down up to this very area, come back up again. So right now, in my opinion, market have capacity of coming back to the downside before the final move to the upside, and that is what you need to pay attention to be in the right direction of the market. So on the immediate short term, on the Blum USDT 4-hour chart, expect the market to come back down, okay, below this very point of important support right here. Market should come back down a little bit before the next move to the upside. And once I get confirmation for a signal, I'm going to drop that signal as well in the Telegram channel. So this is what you need to pay attention to on the Blum USDT 4-hour chart from now moving forward. This is very important, guys, for you to be in the right direction of the market. Pay attention to all of these. And if you come to coin market cap, it is covered that the global crypto market capitalization is not dropping aggressively. What we saw a few days ago was $3.94 trillion. Right now is $3.82 trillion, which means market is declining a little bit. Of course, we should see a decline in the global crypto market cap, which is not a bad thing. Market has to correct a lot of time before it will gain momentum to move all the way to the upside again. And if you come right here, the altcoin index is gaining momentum. What that means is that aggressive pump in altcoin is going to come very, very soon, especially if we see this cross 50 and 60%. So once that shift begin to occur in the altcoin index, then that aggressive pump is going to come in any moment soon. And this is what you need to pay attention to be in the right direction of the market. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. It is a free channel. Join right now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.